Hello everybody and welcome back to Jake's RC Stuff, and today we're back of course working on the T1 VTOL, and I have the soldering iron on because we're going to be doing, unbelievably, some soldering. So what we're going to be soldering is our speed controller for this rear motor. Now I have 3D printed from Painless 360's the drop box, I guess, a couple of these. And these are spacers to go on the back of the tube, like so. I think he only uses one, but I'm going to use two to fit the speed controller. So, what I'm going to do first, I think, is actually the motor wires. So, our idea, I'm just being careful not to melt anything else on this bloody plane, is the speed controller is going to go here, that way around. The three wires can go like that. So they don't actually need to be that long. I'm going to make them a bit longer than they need to be, just for the sake of my sanity. So we'll do about there. I should probably not be using scissors to do that, but never mind. Right. Another thing that I can actually do for this as well, and you'll be happy to know I found the Allen key that I lost. It was in, shows you enough, it was in a kitchen towel. But never mind, so I'm just going to take the motor off, as I say. Let's get the wires bare. So today, I am using the Rode mics, and I edited the first video of this build. It's live, it's listed as part 2 because I did the unboxing as part 1. Yeah, it's recorded, it's edited, it's live. The second and third is, or third and fourth, depending on how you want to count it, is recorded and sat on my hard drive, ready to, well, SSD to edit, and obviously I'm recording this one now. So yeah, just trying to get the videos recorded while I have the house to myself so I can be loud and things like that, and then we can deal with the editing at a later date. Now, another thing you might be able to sort of see, especially with the wider angle that I've recorded some bits in, you can sort of see the reason why I get a bad back. You know, the bench is at waistline, so I'm working like that's my hands out straight, if you like, at sort of 45-degree angle, and they're not touching the bench. So yeah, you can see some of the issues that I might have. Speaking of issues that I might have, oh no, we'll scrap that idea. So yes, let's get the motor attached. So it'll be like that. So I want the wires. Okay, they're good. And they actually went on almost sensibly. That's incredible. Right, and the wires have got a bit sort of hard at the end. So it's probably good that I did leave a bit on. So let's see how that works all the way around. So the motor wires are pointed towards the front. I'm sorry if my beard is rubbing the mic. So yeah, there we go. So that'll work all right. Ooh, that'll work like it should. Fantastic. So then we can just have the motor wires sort of up and round and down there. Now, I have sort of pre-prepared a bit of power box wire, which is blue and white. The blue being power box's version of black. So just so you don't get too confused. Let's thread a bit back. Jesus, the motorbikes are out in force today. I'm going to completely de-twist these, I think. We can sort that out afterwards. So, we'll tin into the wire. And into the wire. That wire does smell funny when it's soldered. I guess it's not normally soldered, is it? power box. It's normally crimped and stuff. That blue one isn't great. Let me try and... That's more like it. A bit less blobby. Blob, 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 blob. And a bit more normal. So we've got... It's really, really hard to see, but yeah, I've got signal and minus on here. Really trying to use like the tiniest amount of solder. Right, the negative one really doesn't want to attach. I'm just gonna put a load on just to help get it off and small it up a little bit. Right, signal's on just about. We'll put black on as well. Okay. And now we can do some twizzling. So I'm starting to twizzle the black and white wire around. Not sure exactly the best way to do this. It's not exactly very uniform. I think the reason why it's good to have it twisted, not only for the fact that like you haven't got two wires to try and get it down there, it sort of acts like one big one, is it can help a little bit with interference. That'll do, it's already trying to undo itself. Never mind, so there's that. And then we've got power wire. So the wire on the motors, does it say what gauge this is on them? 22. The wire they provide for you is 20, which would be fine. There's the 20. But it's not long enough. So what I have in the drawer is some 18, so sort of the next size up. Because again, the lower the number, the bigger the wire, I think. Yes. Don't want to waste it, but don't also want to be caught short. So we'll go there. We'll go there. I don't know why I'm using scissors for this. This is not the right tools. Right, okay, so that's the wire we're going to use. Let me put this bit away. And obviously this is the wire for the power. So this will eventually solder on the other end to the power distribution board on the bottom of the Maytech flight controller. So, let's get tinning. And then, that went quite easy. Something that we are going to have to do is this. Now I'm slightly worried that because I'm the one that's put this together, it can be a bit thicker than the other ones. I'm going to go for a size up, I think, of the heat shrink. Oh, the black's already come off. The one that I said felt crap was indeed crap. Right, okay. Let's try and solder it back on. No, it's almost like there's like glue or something on it. It's weird. It will just not stick. What I might do... How is that white cable? The white cable's good. So yeah, all the negatives should run to all the negatives, so that should be fine. Because we've got to be careful with this as well, because it's a carbon... I'm just lightering it. It's very hot from that angle. Another thing that we've got to remember as well is because this is being stuck against carbon, or very close to carbon, it'll be against plastic. But also carbon and metal, so we don't want it shorting out. Okay, so I'm going to get this out of the... Oh, I've put pizza where? Paper. Right. So, let's put this back on, how it's going to be. So it's going to be motor wires towards the fuselage. It gets lined up, so the back of the mount is in line with that hole there, can you see? That would go under there like that with the spacers. And then those wires would flick up. I might do red one side, black the other. And feed down the tube. So, let me get this roughly straight. Let me nip it down. So we've got that. Hopefully where I know it's going to be. I'm sorry if I keep hitting this Rode mic. Apologise. And then, yeah, we just need to get the wires down there, which is going to be infinitely fun. We'll start with a smaller wire, I guess, of this one. Wow, that wasn't... The first one was not actually terrible. What do we betting the rest will be? We'll do red. Red is there, and that's at least black. So we get black in here. Sorry, can we see this? Oh, there it is. There he is. Coming and joining his friend in the front. So there we are. That's roughly what it's going to look like. And then these are the cables leading through to the front. They are long enough that I can solder them to the flight controller. I think what we need to do next is look at getting the speed controller zip tied in place. So we've got our two little orange thingamajigs. Thingamajigs. Well, I've got one of the thingamajigs. Where's the second thingamajig? One. Oh, there it is. Two thingamajigs. And we are done with the solder knife for now, so I'll unplug it. Don't stand on that plug because you will scream. Let's grab some cable ties. There is one black one. We will use it with great gusto. So yeah, so my idea is wire here, or cable tie here. It can go, oh it can't. It's very close to, but not quite, going between the metal mount and the tube. Maybe we will have to use a clear one. Will the clear one fit? The clear one also doesn't fit, that's a bit of a shame. Right, okay, so they can't go quite under that bracket, which could be interesting for the wires, but never mind. Right, so we'll get one of our thingamabobs and putting it between the speed controller and the tube. Tie wrapping it roughly, sort of, like so. You might actually only need one of these. So that's how it looks. I think I might just leave it like that, to be honest. Okay, so we can pull our wires a bit tighter. And there we are. That'll do. Again, not as neat as it would be if it was hidden in the fuselage, but it's a function over form with that, I think. Now, of course, let's have a look at our wings, tailplane, and things like that. So we had the control horns gluing. There they are. That sort of overrun we can usually rub off. So I think our next step is going to be assembling a control rod, getting it linked together. Because I suddenly realised we've got to get this down the tail as well, or down the tail boom. And that could be interesting. Whether I'd be better taking the connector off, I don't fully know. We will see what we can make of it, but we'll do the control rod first. I'm just going to finish the food I've got left and have a drink, so I'll see you in a sec. Right, so I actually went ahead because we've essentially got 3 of these to do because we've got the wings to do as well, and completed the control rod. So you've got, of course, your plastic debris flopper, you've got your Z bend. As I say, I'm fairly sure they're all the same, so you have to wind this one in quite a bit. I have also used a bit of old fuel tubing. Once it's together, put it over the Z bend and sort of squeeze it past there, and that just helps keep that clicked together. It did feel very securely clicked together, it didn't feel loose or crap, but considering it's for the elevator, it's quite an important thing. So, the next thing that I get to struggle with, it's a shame that I'm recording on my phone because it'd be nice to shine a torch down here, is see if we can get this So I'm just trying to again get this servo. It's definitely past where the wire comes in, so with a little bit of help. Right, it's definitely past that. So let me try and find a longer rod. Maybe I tape the connector, that might be the better way of doing it. Let's grab that, grab a bit of the old masking tape. And of course, the more tape I'm adding to this, the least chance we've got of it going through, but never mind. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll give it a go. It won't even fit in the end. Oh, it will, just about. But that's not connected anymore, is it? Nope. Great. Alright. Clearly going very well. Right, now I've got to try and get all this tape off. Aha! Perfect aimon. Right. So now... No, it does go that way up, actually. So now, we're just putting the tail on, like so. Keep the wire tight when you're putting it on to make sure it doesn't get stuck. There we are. Right, okay, so in our box of bits we should have a long screw. A long screw, is that approximately 20mm? Okay, and then on the bottom of here it tells you 2x6 and 2x20. 2x20 being the front one. Ah, that screws into the tail, okay. So let's just do the 2x6, which I think is just any of these screws. Match that. There's a 2x6, like so. And then we have the fin, and yeah. I'm probably not going to put the receiver in the back. A, because I'm going to fight with this tube, and B, I can't be asked. So, excuse me. So, you've got like a little tab. You've got to get it into there. Oh, it just slides in. Bang! And then we get our long screw. And voila! We have tail fitted. And one thing that I'm going to do for my own sanity is just roughly line up a propeller on top of the motor and make sure it's not going to hit anything. Oh, plenty of room. Plenty of room. Front and back, so that's good. I probably should buy some more of these propellers. Well, hopefully you can still get them. But yeah. And then in the fuselage, of course, we've got speed controller wire, red and black for the motor, and then this with the masking tape on being for the elevator. No rudder servo, to be honest. Thank God, because I don't think we'd have any room. I'm just making sure these are tight. You don't want to wrench on these too much because they're only just squeezing into plastic. So yeah, so that fits. Looking good. The fuselage sort of is in the build of the foam, if you like. Done. Stuff just needs soldering in. So, what's left to do on the wings? We've just got to do these control horns. So, I'll grab one of these. Hopefully I've not got screws on quite as much because it isn't the nicest thing on your little thingies. So, yep, just screwing it on. So, the Z bend goes in the servo. And this, I'm just going to make sure roughly lines up, and it's absolutely nowhere near. Yeah, looks like we're going to be doing a lot of screwing, as it were. So let's get on with that. I'm sorry you can't see any of this, but it's just easier. That looks good, I see. So what I will do, because I know both of these want to be roughly the same, I will grab the bits to make this one. It does actually come with 4. So like a spare, or you could put a rudder on it, I guess, if you really wanted to. So I'll make the other one up of these, and then we'll carry on from there. Okay, so there they are made. Right, let's Get the skizzers for a job that actually should be done by skizzers this time. We'll cut off tiny little bits of fuel chub. Let's immediately run away. And as I say, you just slide it on. I will be honest, the one that I did for the elevator, I did sort of size out a little bit by sticking it over the screwdriver here, just to try and pre-tension it a little bit, if you like. And ideally you want these as short as possible, because they are harder to get over the longer they are. So as short as possible, but not short enough, of course, where they rip. Okay, you can get them, just sort of push them onto there. Okay, get it just sort of over that nub, really, which I don't really know why that's there, but never mind. And then we can fit them. So I need to make sure I'm fitting them to the right ones, or at least the same. I'm not sure if these are the right ones, but they're the same ones. So top and top is what I was going to do. Or I might do top and second one down. Top and second one down, because then at least the bar is sort of level, and then you just push your bit of fuel tube far forward as you can without it causing problems. And again, with it being rubber, it will get out of the way. But then with the servo level, the aileron's just about level. One wing done. We'll do the other one. Push that through. So again, outermost on the servo. Second one down on the wing. Again, not sure if it's right, but it'll do for now. And then squeeze the rubber over to help keep it closed. So yeah, if you've not got fuel tube, it's fairly cheap. Just chuck it into like a sort of hobby order. If you're ordering from a proper sort of hobby shop. But there you are. Other than stickers, that's it done. So we're to the point now where this is going to be our main thing. Now, of course, we've got, let's go over the sort of fuselage electronics again. I zoom in. Oh, look at that. So, of course, we've got the crossfire receiver. I ordered that actually when I requested my free Goggles X extension board. I thought, well, I need one for this, I'll chuck it in. Far away. So we've got our Maytech board that we'll need to do some soldering on. We've also got our Maytech GPS, small but fat, which will go in the, can I get this in? Whoops, come on, in the rear section here. And then this front section will be used, of course, for our, is this a Nano Kit V3 walk snail? There it is. So we'll obviously be having to extend the wires, because I guess it's mainly for like mini quads and stuff. So I have to extend the wires on that. Have we got anything else in here? I did buy, for this model, an airspeed sensor. But, A, it's a bit big for this model, to be honest. It's light, so it wouldn't be a problem. It'll just look a bit weird. Although I guess it's got a, we can just stick it out one of these egg things at the front. Anyway, so yeah, we've got that, which I may or may not use. And if I don't use it, I might put it on the White Shark, because that's got airspeed turned on the screen display, but it just flashes because it's saying 0 all the time because there's nothing connected to it. But yeah, so GPS, the flight controller, this will go to the flight controller, that will also have to go to the flight controller, and then we've just got all the servos, because there's going to be a few of them. And yeah, so I'm probably going to leave it here, and maybe do just a soldering episode in the next episode, where we get a bunch of pins soldered and other things. I wonder what that connector is for. Is that where you could put in the walk snail? Yeah, the walk snail, possibly. But yeah, that'll be for the next episode. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. If you want to see some more, remember to subscribe. If you've got any comments, questions, feedback, anything like that, feel free to leave it down below. And while it's a bit late to be saying this, the main thing that YouTube wants me to get nowadays is watch time. So even if you get fed up with the video, if there's any chance you could carry on watching it, but just like hit another tab or leave it playing when you go to the bathroom and then choose another video, it really would be greatly appreciated. But I thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.